The fastest way to sink any initiative, be it shared governance, nursing engagement, or magnet recognition, is failing to maintain meticulous organization. Organization is really the foundation upon which all projects are built. So if you want to learn how I organize my magnet designation projects, stick around because we're going to talk about it. Hi, I'm Katie Stevens, and welcome to Excellence in Nursing. I'm a nursing consultant, coach, and educator, and I help magnet program directors and healthcare organizations successfully navigate the magnet journey. Over the years, I've discovered that organization is one of the secret weapons when it comes to mastering the magnet process. So with that in mind, today I'm excited to dive into a 3-part magnet project management series. Here's what you can expect from this series. In today's video, we are going to be laying the foundation. We're going to be talking about how to approach the magnet journey with the right mindset and a well-organized plan. In the second video, we're going to be focusing on how to structure your work and prioritize all your projects so that you can keep your energy really focused on what matters most. And then finally, in the third video, we're going to tackle team dynamics and timelines and strategies for avoiding bottlenecks to ensure that really everything runs smoothly and you can keep everything on track. So the goal with this series is to give you some really good tools, strategies, and hopefully some confidence to lead your team to magnet success. If you're passionate about nursing excellence and healthcare transformation, be sure to subscribe for more content like this. Here's what we'll be specifically covering in today's video. First off, we're going to talk about mindset and how viewing the magnet program as a series of interconnected projects can really shift your perspective and change your approach. Next, we're going to be talking about why program and project management skills are so critical for successfully navigating the magnet journey. And then finally, I'll share some practical tools and strategies to help you start getting organized. So my goal is by the end of this video that you'll have a really good, solid starting point for tackling all of your magnet work, which will then help you set the stage for a successful journey. I'd like to start off by saying here that there's really no single one right way to approach managing your magnet journey. I'm sure there are plenty of great methods out there. What I'll be sharing today is really based on my own experience and my own recommendations. The key is for you to find what works best for you and your organization. And my hope is that through this video series, you'll really pick up some helpful ideas and maybe some helpful insights and strategies that will help guide you on your own unique journey. So with that said, let's start with mindset. One of the biggest challenges that I see with MPDs is that many of them view the magnet journey as one massive, overwhelming project. But here's the truth. The magnet program isn't just one single project. It's actually many, you could even say possibly hundreds of smaller interconnected projects. And every single document, every story, and every data set is really a piece of a much larger puzzle, each one with its own timelines, stakeholders, and goals. So trying to tackle the entire puzzle at one time is certainly completely overwhelming. But when you focus on assembling this piece by piece, the bigger picture really starts to take shape. Let me share a quick story. I worked with an MPD who was feeling completely overwhelmed by the magnet process, like she was drowning in deadlines and really didn't even know where to start. So we sat down, and after she started sharing with me what she was going through, I realized that what she was doing was she was viewing magnet as this massive, endless, impossible project. And, honestly, who wouldn't feel overwhelmed by that? No wonder it felt impossible. So what we did is we took a step back and we reframed her approach. Together, what we did was we broke down the work into smaller, more manageable projects, and each project had its own timeline and its own focus. So and that simple shift really changed everything for her. She was able to start getting organized, she was able to start prioritizing, and then she was able to start really moving forward with confidence. When you adopt this mindset, you stop reacting to tasks as they come, and you can start managing them proactively. So this big picture approach ensures that really nothing falls through the cracks, and it can really reduce your stress levels. The truth is that this mindset can actually be pretty transformative. Seeing magnet as a series of smaller projects allows you to break things down into manageable steps. Suddenly, the process feels less overwhelming. You can start prioritizing, getting organized, and really tackling each piece strategically. And so as you do, you'll start to see this clear forward progress. Now let's move on and talk about why program and project management skills are so essential. And it's probably no surprise after what we just talked about. Strong program and project management skills really do help you improve team coordination by clarifying roles and responsibilities. It helps you set realistic timelines and milestones so that everyone really knows what's due and when. It'll also help you identify roadblocks and early and start adjusting your strategies to really move things forward. Let me share another example with you. I worked with a team a while back that felt like they were really spinning their wheels. Deadlines were getting missed, stress was through the roof, and really no one felt like they were in control. So we applied some simple project management tools. We introduced a centralized timeline tracker that helped us map out all of the deadlines. We also assigned tasks, and then we also flagged upcoming priorities. And then on top of that, we started holding regular weekly reviews. And then pretty quickly, the team was able to really regain clarity. They were able to stay accountable. And then they were actually able to start hitting their targets ahead of schedule. And so this was all really a game changer for that team. Now, I'll be honest with you, when I first started working on Magnet, project management was not my strongest skill set. But I'll tell you, I was determined to learn. I leaned into it, I practiced, and I built up my expertise over time. And actually, surprisingly, I found it pretty fun. Here's the thing, project management is actually a skill that you can use far beyond Magnet. I've applied it to everything from getting better organized at home and also managing my business goals. So it really just takes time, effort, and persistence to improve. One quote that I really, really love is from Benjamin Franklin, and he said that energy and persistence conquer all things. So if project management doesn't feel like something that's a strength for you right now, please do not panic. It's really all about practice, consistency, and never giving up. Be tenacious. And if you'd like a little extra guidance, I really recommend that you check out our free MPD handbook. It'll be linked in the description below. Chapter 4 is all about program and project management, and it is packed with practical insights and tips to help you build your project management skills and so that you can really start making some progress today. So now that we've set the foundation, we've talked about mindset, we've talked about the importance of program and project management skills, let's talk about how to stay organized. So one of the first and most important steps is to create a centralized tracking system. Without a solid system to plan out all of the various interconnected projects, the sheer number of moving parts can very quickly become overwhelming. So a centralized tracking system will definitely help you keep all of your various projects and all of the moving parts in one place. It will help you with, tracking your progress. It'll help ensure that your milestones are met, and it will really help you stay organized. So with this in mind, the next question is, how do you do this? All right, well, I'm going to share my approach with you. What I do is I create a comprehensive magnet project plan, and I usually call this my master magnet tracker or my magnet master plan. And in this master plan, I include several different tools, trackers, and templates, and they all roll up into this master plan, and this is what I use to really manage every phase of the journey. So here's what this plan includes. I always have an organizational self-assessment or a gap analysis tracker in there. This is really where we set the foundation, where we identify where the organization stands and really where it needs to go. And this is really helpful for setting priorities as you set out on your journey. The other thing I always have in this master plan is an SOE alignment and documentation tracker. This is where I manage all of the sources of evidence that need to be submitted with the written documentation. And then I also always have a magnet data readiness dashboard. This helps me to monitor how the data looks, helps me identify gaps in data, and then it also helps me flag any issues in the data that really are going to need attention. The other thing I always put in this master plan is I have dedicated trackers and checklists to manage the DDCT, the interim monitoring report, the application, and then of course all of the supplemental documentation. And then the other thing that I always include in this master plan is a site visit tracker. This really helps me to manage everything leading up to the site visit, everything from scheduling mock surveys to then polishing up any kind of key documents that will be needed. There are other tools that I might build into the plan depending on the organization's unique needs, but really the ones that I've outlined are truly the mainstays. Those are the ones that I always rely on to create that solid foundation. And then all of these tools and trackers actually roll up into that overarching comprehensive magnet project plan. And this plan really acts as my North Star. This guides me through every step of the process through the magnet journey. Now, as you think about, building out this comprehensive magnet master tracker, it's really important to choose the right tool to structure it. So the good news is there are plenty of options out there. The best tool is really the one that's going to work for you and your team. And of course, some of the popular choices are things like Excel. That's of course very popular. I've also used Smart Sheets. And if you haven't used that, it's a fancy cloud-based Excel type program, but it has some advanced collaboration features. It's a really nice tool if you want to leverage that. There's also Trello and Asana. I have used Asana in the past and it was actually fantastic. Now the whole team needed to figure out how to use it, but once we got the team up to speed and we started to leverage that project management software, it was a fantastic system. There's also TallyPop, and TallyPop is specifically designed for magnet documentation. It's a really nice, streamlined, and user-friendly tool that's designed specifically for this type of work. When you're deciding on your tool, think about the complexity of your magnet journey and, also the preferences of your team. Are you a visual learner who benefits from seeing tasks maybe on a Kanban board, or do you prefer maybe more of a structured timeline-based approach like a Gantt chart? You can also combine these tools for even better results. For example, you could use a Gantt chart to map out, your major milestones and timelines, while then using your Kanban board for day-to-day task management. And you can also incorporate dashboards to track overall progress and highlight key metrics at a glance. This can be really especially useful when you're trying to keep your key leaders informed on your progress. Using these tools allows you to see the bigger picture while also tracking the finer details. They can be especially helpful when you're managing, of course, a large team or juggling multiple deadlines, which we all know that's definitely, something that exists in Magnet. So what I will say is that no matter which tool you choose, just make sure that it's something that's really easy to use, that's adaptable, that's also accessible to anyone who needs to use it. And I also want to emphasize something really important here, is that please do not feel like you need to use every tool or technique that I've mentioned here. Tools like Gantt charts and Kanban boards and dashboards can be, yes, incredibly powerful tools, but they can also be really overwhelming if you're new to project management. So just know that these are options that are out there and that there is no, one size fits all solution here. If you're just starting out, my recommendation would be to start simple. Tools like Excel and Google Sheets are easy to use and they certainly get the job done. So as you think about your tools, here's maybe some questions that could help you choose the right tool. So think about, do you prefer simple lists, or do you work better with visual layouts like boards or timelines? Will your team need to access this tracker? And if so, then what's the easiest thing for them to use? Also think about what kind of tracking will really help you stay motivated. Something like color-coded progress, a visual board, a linear timeline. The key here is to really choose something that's going to fit your style and that helps you really feel in better control of the process. So most importantly, pick a system that's going to be intuitive and that's going to work well for your team. And once you find the right tool, it'll definitely help you stay more organized and the organization will become easier. Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about document storage and organization. With so many files, drafts, finalized documents, meeting notes, and data reports, et cetera, with so many of these files, it's going to be critical that you have a system that keeps everything accessible, secure, and easy to find. So here's how I organize document storage. First off, I set up a centralized file repository using something like a SharePoint, a Google Drive, or sometimes a dedicated internal server. Having everything in one place definitely saves time and prevents confusion down the road. I also use clear, consistent naming conventions for files, and this definitely makes it easy to search and identify for what I need, in a moment's notice. I also organize files into a clear foldering structure. For example, I'll create folders for categories like the gap analysis, for SOEs, for site visit prep, data dashboards, etc. And then I also set permissions so that team members can access what's relevant to their role. This helps keep information secure while also making sure that you can maintain collaboration. The other thing I do is that I create a read-only folder for finalized documents. This way, there's no risk of someone accidentally editing or altering a completed document that I don't want anyone to touch. So also, the last thing I want to make sure that I don't forget is that don't forget about backups. I recommend setting up automatic backups to the cloud or to an external drive. It's one of those steps that you'll hope you'll never need, but you will be so grateful if something unexpected happens. And here's my final tip. Build out your trackers and document storage system really as early as possible. Ideally, start building them before you start writing exemplars and gathering data if you can. So I like to really think about this as building the bones of your project. It's like the scaffolding for your magnet house, if you want to think about it like that. So when the structure is really solid, then everything else becomes easier to manage. Let me leave you with some encouragement here. These skills will definitely improve with practice. So start small, stay consistent, and refine as you go. Over time, your systems will evolve and your confidence will grow. And also your team will definitely thank you for creating such a clear and organized structure. So I recommend just leaning into the process. It's really one of the most powerful steps that you can take to set yourself up for success in the long run with your magnet journey. So that's a wrap for today's video. In the next video, we'll dive into structuring and prioritizing your magnet work, helping you really focus your energy on truly what matters most. And then we're going to finish up this series with how to manage teams, timelines, and how to avoid bottlenecks to make sure that your project stays on track. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more insights on magnet recognition and nursing excellence. And if you're just getting started on your journey, or you're feeling stuck on a specific challenge, or you just want some trusted advice on your journey, our on-demand consulting services are a really great option for being able to work together, whether it is tackling your gap analysis, some SOE alignment, your site visit preparation. We can definitely work through all of those challenges together. Be sure to visit our website and our blog for free resources, and don't forget to download the MPD handbook. Chapter 4, again, is packed with really practical insights and tools on program and project management that will really help you get started. So you'll find all of these links below in the description box. And remember, on the journey to excellence, you make the difference. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.